I had to do the drive portion first in this 2026 GR Corolla. Now GR stands for Gazoo Racing because Toyota has a huge racing history. You may not realize that. You think, oh, Porsche, Mercedes, Audi. Yes, true. But so does Toyota, and they do a lot with the Gazoo racing program. I have friends that race Supras, but this GR Corolla is a blast to drive for everyday driving and if you want to have a little bit of fun. The GR Corolla is not a regular Toyota Corolla because of a lot of things. It has different drive modes, including a sport mode that is really sporty, but it also has the GR4 dial right here. So what does that mean? It's a 60-40 driving experience on the street. So in other words, you can drive every day, 60-40. You can change it to 30-70, which would allow it to drift. Yes, you can do drifting in this little GR Corolla. But if you decide you want to take it to a performance driving school, maybe a NASA school, you can have fun by putting it into the 50-50. And all of that is adjustable right here where your drive modes can be changed. And you can push it down for track mode. When you do, and you push it for track mode and you hold it here, it changes everything. The exhaust sounds pretty good. I wish it was more throaty. Mind you, this is only a 3-cylinder engine. We'll talk about the engine specs and all that in just a second. But since this is an empty road and there's no one on it, I have to take advantage of this. This car likes to grip, and I have to give it a ton of credit for the price point what you're getting. No, it's not a Mustang, it's not a Corvette. That's a whole different vehicle in a whole different category. Backup camera for your daily drive as we make a U-turn and take this road from the other direction. Love the fact that a manual transmission is standard. I think it's important to know how to drive 3 pedals. It's the only way to drive in a performance car. I know paddle shifters can be faster, but they're kind of boring. Even in a PDK and a Porsche, I'd rather have pedals. I want to place the power where I want to place it. Car is really fun to drive. Yeah, it's got a little body roll. Hey, it's a GR Corolla. Like I said, it's not a Porsche, and it's not meant to be. It's meant to be a fun car. You can put it on the track, and you can take it auto-crossing, and maybe do some drifting, and still drive it every single day of the year, and have the traction you need, because this is an all-wheel drive vehicle, which means you're not giving up anything. A limited slip differential, both front and rear, is standard across the lineup. That's what you're getting when you're buying a GR Corolla. Plus, you're getting the Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, so all the safety is standard, which is good. As far as technology, there's an 8-inch center screen that has what you need. Navigation, satellite radio, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, standard. Of course, you can do all your connections. You've got Alexa and Wi-Fi on board. As far as going into the vehicle settings, you have active sound control. I think it should be loud. That's the way I like it personally. I want to hear the exhaust note. I want it to make me smile. Again, you can put an aftermarket exhaust on this, but I just wish these 3 pipes had a little bit more throaty sound. And I bet they could make that happen. There are some nice creature comforts as well. You've got your climate control that are settings for each side, very nice. Heated seats, 2-stage heated steering wheel as well. You can adjust your different drive modes in front of the shifter, which is custom, sport, normal, or eco. We have it in sport mode right now. Tells you what gear you're driving in, and then you can do that gravel if you wish, normal, hold it down, and go into track mode. Brakes are nicely balanced, fantastic visibility, because this is a really nice sized car. The sills are the right height, really good for autocrossing. Overall, this 6-speed manual transmission makes me smile. I love driving a car that allows you to put the power where you want it. Now, there is a lot more to this car that's really going to impress you, including the carbon fiber roof. There is no sunroof available, but in a race car, there are no sunroofs. That's just the standard line that you should know. One important thing to know for your daily drive, JBL audio is optional, but what you're getting standard will be enough. Depends what you want to listen to, the exhaust or the music. let me show you some really cool features on the outside of this car that you may not know about. Now that we had our fun with this vehicle, I want to show you some of the very cool features on this car. Some you may not know about. Starting with the Premium Plus trim level has the power bulge hood. That's new for 2025, rolling into 2026, and that includes functional vents on the hood. Very nice. You can feel the heat coming out because we were just having a little bit of fun. Now, you've got LED driving lights, your gloss black front grille, and of course, this is where all your safety features are hiding behind that Toyota logo. The front fascia has been tweaked for better airflow. You're getting all of your airflow coming from different areas you need to keep this vehicle on the ground to get the best control. This will curtail the squat and give it better traction no matter what condition you put it in, whether it's going to be that 50-50, that 60-40, or that 30-70. Under the hood is a turbocharged 1.6-liter three-cylinder engine with 300 horsepower, standard 6-speed manual transmission, but it does have an optional 8-speed automatic transmission that does have paddle shifters. All-wheel drive is standard. 0 to 60 time on the 6-speed is 4.9 seconds and 5 seconds on the automatic. Fuel economy on the manual transmission is 21 miles to the gallon in the city, 28 on the highway. Choose the automatic, and you get slightly worse fuel economy at 19 miles to the gallon in the city and 27 on the highway. I do like that GR badging on the front of the vehicle. Again, reminding those, no matter where you stand around this vehicle, it's a pretty cool car. You'll notice these bulged fender flares. Well, that's part of this vehicle, giving it a wider stance, and that means it has bigger tires. The GR Corolla rides on 18-inch alloy wheels that are matte black Michelin Pilot Sport 5 tires. It's going to be sticky. If you're going to drive it through the winter, you'll probably want either an all-season or a winter tire. But if you're going to drive it on the track, this is a great tire, or you can even get a stickier tire. More ventilation here to get some of the airflow under control, and that GR logo. This vehicle has a pretty aggressive stance considering it's a Corolla. Remember, it is a GR Corolla, but it does have a forged carbon fiber roof, which is really cool. Lightens this vehicle up to 3,300 pounds. Black mirror caps, black trim all the way around, and GR4 is embossed here on the lower valance. The one thing you can't see when I'm driving this car is these cool seats. Nice supportive bolsters both on the side and the bottom, and that GR logo is embossed here right in the headrest, red stitching throughout, red stitching everywhere on this car to remind you you're driving a GR, including on the bottom of the steering wheel. The interior, well, it's not meant to be premium. It is a pebbled material. It does have stitching on it, but again, this vehicle is not about being a luxury car. It's about having a lot of fun. I did want to mention that this vehicle does have wireless charging. It's tucked way up in front on the center console, beyond this beautiful shifter, which is leather wrapped. You've got your buttons and 2 cup holders, your shifter, and a storage area. Not a lot of storage in this car, just a little bit in the doors, but anything extra means extra weight. We want to keep this car light. The second row will seat 3 people. Kind of tight. Child safety latch systems are on the outboard seating. Center armrest has 2 cup holders built into it. Not a lot. There is charging back here on the back side of the console for a regular outlet, which would be a radar detector, which I kind of wish that was up front, because if you are using a radar detector, the last thing you want is a cord running all the way across. You've also got pockets behind each of the seats. The warranty on this vehicle is 3 years, 36,000 miles. The powertrain is 5 years, 60,000 miles, and does include 2 years of Toyota Care. Now let's get back to this vehicle. It has an upper wing that is very cool, aggressive, and again, there are tons of aftermarket components you can buy for this vehicle. The wiper is here. I kind of wish it was tucked up underneath, but they just made a change from last year, so maybe the next iteration, they'll find a way to tuck that wiper blade up underneath. Very bulbous fenders, and also very bulbous whole rear of the car, and that's something that makes this vehicle stand out in a crowd. And it's got LED lights, a really nice valance that's black, Corolla here with the GR logo, and then there's a 3-port exhaust. Can you use this vehicle as a daily driver? Yes, you can. There's 18 cubic feet of storage underneath, carpeted floor mat, and a cover for your cargo. Fold down those seats, which are 60-40, and you're at 35 cubic feet of storage. The 2026 Toyota GR Corolla starts at $41,315 and goes all the way up to $49,360 for that Premium Plus trim level with all the options. It is very fun to drive. I do enjoy that it comes standard with a 6-speed manual transmission. It's very practical. You can drive it every day. You could also have fun with it on the track. And all of this for a very fair price, considering what you're getting compared to the competitors. We'll talk about that in a second. On the negative side, I'd like to hear a better exhaust note and maybe not such a basic interior, maybe an upgrade to a more premium interior if people want to step up for that additional price. The competitor list includes the Honda Civic Type R, the Honda Civic SI, Volkswagen Golf R, and the Volkswagen GTI. All in that same category is the Hyundai Elantra N. We've driven them all. You can check them out on our channel and find out which one fits you best. Also, don't forget to check those insurance rates. That's going to make the big difference on which one you decide to own. Overall, the 2026 Toyota GR Corolla is part rally car, part practical sedan, and it's a ton of fun. You should take one for a test drive. There's more details down in the description below, as well as all my social media. And if you'd like to support our channel, you can buy me a cup of coffee. The link for that is down below as well. I'm Lauren Fix. Thanks so much for watching.